household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to him, so next unto his house, take it according to the number of the souls.
So now, just so I can explain, so imagine way in the beginning, right? You take a lamb enough, that's big enough to feed the people in your house, right? And if the lamb is too big, too big for you, then you bring other people in to eat that lamb. So you get a lamb for a house, but if it's, too big, maybe you're in there with just you and your wife. So then you go and get the people next door and the people down the street, and you come together to finish that lamb. You bring as many people as you have to together to finish the lamb that you killed. Why? Because this is a meal that we have to eat fast and in one night, which is the spirit behind the celebration of the Passover. The spirit is that this is a quick meal. This is fast because our enemies are paying tonight for what they did. That's right. That's right. They're all going to pay. And they're not going to like it. They're not going to like it. They're going to cry. They're going to know what it's like to lose a child. Right? Now they'll know. Now we will be equal, right? Now we'll be equal. Well, that night, we were equals that night. I appreciate you. I just tossed that in there. We were equals, so because of that, we had to hurry up. We had to move fast. You had to move fast. So, you killing the lamb. If there's only 2 of you in the house, 3 of you get the people next door. Share the lamb. Now look at us now. Now all of us piled into this house. All of us, we all came together to share this meal. And it started so long ago with just one family, another family, and another family. Continue.
Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. Verse 6.
Once again, you're taking a good lamb. Give it up. Where's the brothers at who cooked the lamb? They ain't here tonight? The Mahayaman and TITHES, they had to go out and pick delicious lambs. Give them a hand. Delicious lamb. Captain the car with the slaughter of the lamb. Give him a hand. Where's he at? He's not there yet. Captain McFun. Where's the other? What's the big brother from the young dog? Officer Shamgar. He's in here tonight. He's not here, Lord have mercy. Listen, they went over to the lamb slaughter, brother. They went over to the lamb slaughter. They're picking out the best lambs. And they saw a bull, and they wanted to kill that bull and eat that bull. Officer Shamgar and Captain LeBron, and they went and wrestled that damn bull. Right. Grabbed him by the damn head. Put him in all kinds of yacht. I don't know who won. You ask them that. I don't know. But they stepped in to do it. Well, that's the old process. You're finding the lambs, the best lambs. You want the good ones, the delicious ones, and you're going to take them and sacrifice them. Everybody understands. Keep going. I think I'm good here. Go ahead,
Verse 6. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month.
So you get the lamb on the first day and you keep it, meaning you feed it. You take it and you keep it for 2 weeks. You're fattening the thing up, making sure he's good and fat. On the 14th day, that's when you're going to cut his throat and eat it. Go ahead.
And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
You get that.
Verse 7. And they shall take up the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts.
That's somewhere around here. They shall take the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts, meaning at the same time, every house is cutting the throat of a lamb all at once. They have a lamb that they got on the first day. They took it into their farm or their backyard or wherever the hell they keep a lamb, and they fatten them up for 14 days. And then at sundown, every house is cutting the throat of that lamb. And then they take the blood and they put it over the doorpost. Like imagine this door, check this out here to my left. You see this door that has two sides and the wall above it, right? And they would put that blood on both sides of that door and above it, all right? We do that in here. We keep it every year. There's this sheet that stinks of lamb's blood. It's a terrible smell. And we keep it every year. I don't know how much blood has been on this thing. Back when I was doing the lamb by myself, and I would just put all the blood over this sheet. And the cod and the brothers just kept it up. And this thing has a terrible smell. I don't even know if his things can fix this thing. Because it's terrible. I mean, man. So anyway, we take it wherever we go, and we put it around the door. And it's somewhere in this hotel, somewhere, I don't know where, right? And it's because of this law. And this law is important. And we still keep the spirit of it today. All right? Continue.
And on the upper doorpost of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. Verse 8.
So once again, so every house that has just killed the lamb and is now eating lamb has blood over the door and on the side of the door. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread.
That's important. It has to be roasted, right? It can't be boiled. We're about to read that. It has to be roasted, and you have to eat it with unleavened bread. Okay? Go ahead.
And with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
And what's a bitter herb? Who knows? A herb is a vegetable. But what is a bitter vegetable? A vegetable that, come on.
Like onion or?
An onion is a bitter vegetable, meaning you might eat a carrot, but you wouldn't just start biting into a raw onion, right? Because it's bitter. And there are other bitter vegetables. Garlic would be a bitter vegetable.
Radish.
A radish, I don't know, radish might not be bitter. There's another one. Horseradish. Horseradish would be bitter. And so in essence, you're making this lamb with onions and garlic. And you're roasting the thing up with fire. Come on, go.
Verse 9. Eat not of it raw, nor salt it at all with water.
Now that's important. Why? Because remember, we have to rush. And it would be faster to boil it. It would be quicker. And of course, it would be much faster just to eat it raw, like the heathens do. But he's saying, even though you're rushing, don't eat it raw. And don't boil it. You're still going to roast it with fire, which of course takes the longest to roast it with fire, but you're still going to do that. Continue.
But roast it with fire.
Go ahead.
His head with his legs, and with the permanence thereof.
Meaning the whole damn thing. Keep going.
Verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. And that which will remain until the morning, ye shall burn it with fire.
And remember, this was like a sacrifice during the time when we kept sacrifices. That was before the ultimate sacrifice that our King made, who is the Lamb of God, our King Yahushua Christ. So we still keep the tradition of this Passover, but of course we don't treat the lamb as if the lamb is dying for our sins, because it is not. The lamb is food now. Everyone understands. I'll show you that in 1 Corinthians if you need it, okay? Continue.
Verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand.
You might wonder why we're dressed the way we're dressed. This is the reason that we are arrayed in warlike apparel. This is why we're dressed like this, because this was a meal. It was different than a relaxed meal when, you're sitting around with your family. This isn't Christmas dinner. That's not what this is. This isn't Thanksgiving dinner or Easter dinner. This is not a relaxed family meal. This is a meal that we dress ready to fight if someone kicks in our door angry about the death of their child. You know the last part again?
And thus shall you eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand.
Your staff in your what?
In your hand.
In your hand. You understand? So just imagine that. You have a weapon in your hand, and you're eating lamb. While you're holding your gun, while you're holding your sword, you're eating lamb and eating bread. Because you're expecting some crying Egyptian to kick in your door and blame you for the death of their children. So now you're eating it fast. Eating it fast while you hold your weapon. So that's why we dress like this. That's why we have all these swords, and all of these weapons, and all this stuff that scares white people something terrible. The brother told me that the news media was at the Passover yesterday. They came to the Passover, filming everything, scared to death. You scared this? Listen.
They're right. They're right.
Give Coco Beach a hand too. Give them that. Coco Beach thought they were invaded. They were terrified. I'm sorry, Coco Beach. Sorry about that. My apologies. But this is why you were so scared, because this is God's law in practice. This is what it looks like when you keep the law. So we're not dressing, the way we would comfortably eat a meal. We're dressing like men set to the defense of their family. That's the way we're dressing, because that's the law. All right, we didn't mean to scare you, but it is the law. Everybody gets it, right? Continue.
Yes, sir. And ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night.
For I will what?
Pass through the land of Egypt this night.
If you wondered why it's called the Passover, it's because of this. That land is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night. This night, the Most High had set a judgment to kill the firstborn of every Egyptian, whether it be man or animal. Meaning the firstborn cow died. The firstborn mouse hiding in the wall died. The firstborn of everything that breathed died. And the Most High knew it, and so he set up this meal and told them how to eat it, because he knew he was coming through Egypt tonight. Continue.
And will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast.
Now you should understand that. Everything. The first chicken that hatched out of that egg was dead. Everything that came out first died that night. Brother belly high. Brother shot. Give me the screams. That one is so beautiful. Where's that screaming one at ours when they heard the screams and the wisdom of Solomon? Someone find that, officers. Go ahead, I'm sorry. You can keep going, Ash. You got it.
And against all the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment.
And read that again.
And against all the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment.
See, the Egyptians had many gods. All of them know Tizaryak, and they fear him.
Right.
Because Captain Tizaryak destroys Egyptian gods. Wipes them out. They had a lot of them. Tum-tum, shapum-pum, hilate. There are 1,000 Egyptian gods. But on this night, God judged those Egyptian gods, actually.
Exodus 11:6.
For what? Exodus 11:6. The Most High decided to judge those gods. Since those gods are so great, and you love them more than you love me, then let them save you tonight.
Right.
That's all. Pray to them tonight. That's all. Turn to them now and see if they can defend you against the God of Israel. Continue.
Against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you.
I can't stand up, right? I can't stand up because of these cameras.
No, you can stand, sir.
Okay, let's go over this door real fast, all right? So now, just so you can understand. Okay. So imagine, and read that part one more time.
No more God. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you.
So now imagine this door, you got blood over the door, right? So the Most High is flying his angels through Egypt. And he's there to kill the firstborn of everything. Now there's blood on the door and around the door. And that blood is a what? Read that again.
It shall be for a token upon the houses where you are, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you.
Now what is a token? Who knows? Read that. Say that again. Raise your hand. Say it again. A symbol. Give her a hand. And symbols are important. Symbols are important. Symbols aren't the essence of the thing that they represent, but they're important. So that people, or in this case, the Most High God, can know what is in your heart. He knows what you believe by the symbol. The same way we rock a shield or we wear fringes, and it tells people something about us. How you dress matters, because many of the things that you wear are symbols to what is in your heart. Which is why the way a woman dresses is so important. What you wear doesn't mean you're a whore, but the way you dress, those things are the tokens of a whore. Right? And there are things that people do, and it says what's in your mind. Well, when the angel of death came through Egypt, if he saw blood on your door, it said something about the people in the house. It said that the people in this house keep my commandments. Right. And so as he's flying through, he's looking for any door that doesn't have blood on it. And that door, he's going in that house. But the blood over the door meant he would do what?
Pass over it.
Pass over the house. He would just fly by it. And that's why this is called the Passover. Because the angel of death would just pass over that house and not go in that house. Now you think about that. And you think about what you want for your family. Whether or not you want death in your house. And there are things you can do, a way you can represent. And by the grace of the Most High God and the death of our King, Yahushua, the angel of death could pass over your house as well.
That's right.
I pray you understand. Continue.
And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you.
Read that again.
And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you.
The plague shall not be upon you to destroy you. Continue.
When I smite the land of Egypt.
When I do what?
I smite the land of Egypt.
Continue.
Verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations.
What does the term memorial mean? Who knows that? Memorial. Real simple. It just means you're going to remember this. You're not going to let this go because you've been in captivity 400 years. You're not going to let this go because you're in the United Kingdom and they don't do this anymore, because you're in Trinidad, because you're in Jamaica or Puerto Rico or Mexico. You're going to remember this in all your dwellings, in all your generations. You need the usher?
You need a Wisdom of Solomon 18:10.
That's the one I think I put it earlier. When the usher's done. Go ahead.
Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. Verse
How long? How long?
Forever.
Like most things in the Bible, the fact that it happened, thousands of years ago is irrelevant. That means absolutely nothing, because you have to do this thing forever. Right. Continue.
Verse 15. 7 days ye shall eat unleavened bread. Even the first day shall ye put away leaven out your houses.
So that answers the first question. Salaki. When do you have to stop eating crackers that are leavened, donuts, pizza? That's the big one. That's the one that's hard to give up, that pizza. In about 7 days, it's going to be a mad rush to get pizza wherever you are. I can't even stand pizza, but every 7 years I want pizza. Every 7 days I want pizza. After this holiday, I don't know what the hell it is. There must be a demon on the pizza. Well, anyway, you had to get out your house last night. So you could not eat leavened products last night. What are leavened products? Donuts, pizza, bread in general, most cereals contain leavening. Asher? Last night. Getting the leaven out of your home started last night. And of course, if the leaven isn't in your home, it can't go in your mouth. Right? So you couldn't eat leaven last night.
Right.
Everybody gets that? Can continue.
7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Even the first day you shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. Verse 6.
Well, you couldn't be counted as an Israelite anymore. You'd be a heathen or a Gentile because you did not give it the leaven. You start the Passover night, you start the Feast of Unleavened Bread is tonight. That's when we all come together for a feast to celebrate eating unleavened bread. But the leaven had to get out of your home for the Passover. Continue.
Verse 16. And in the first day there shall be a holy convocation. And in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
That just means it's a Sabbath, and that's what we're doing right now. It's a Sabbath, meaning it's a mandatory day off from your Israelite boss. He can't force you to work. The only work that can be done is the work that's done to prepare the lamb and prepare the bread. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in the selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt.
Have I brought your what?
Your armies out of the land of Egypt.
Have I brought your what?
Your armies out of the land of Egypt.
That's why we're celebrating. That's why we're celebrating. Shout out to the Hebrew Academy. Give yourselves a round. Where's the Hebrew Academy at? You graduated Hebrew Academy. Stand up right now, Hebrew Academy. Get on my hand now. Look at it. How does it feel? How does it feel to be better than other men? How does it feel? Yeah, you see it. That's a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift that Commander General Yahanna provides so many of us. The gift of knowing that you're better than other men. That you're better than them. Sisters, how does it feel to lay next to a man who's better than other men? It's a precious thing. It's a precious thing. This night, our armies came out of captivity. Our armies were freed from the land of captivity. Free to defend their own families and raise their own businesses and to decide their own future. And because of that, we celebrate. And that's why we're here tonight. Is everybody eating unleavened bread? I mean, get the bread out here. Start feeding everybody all the time. Don't wait to feed other people when we're doing these high holidays, all right? Just start getting it all immediately. With the wine and the food and everything, give it a hand. That's the whole point of this. This is not a class. You get that, right? This is a what? It's a feast, right? That's the whole damn thing. For what? I got something right here. All right, that's the whole point of this whole thing. All right, continue.
Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. Verse 18. In the first month of the 14th day of the month at eve ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 20th day of the month. The first day and the what day? The first day of the month.
And the what day? You said it just now.
Yeah. Okay, the first month, in the first month, on the 14th day of the month, ye shall eat unleavened bread.
And what's the first day? What's the 14th day of the first month? Passover.
Right.
Passover, which is why you could not eat unleavened bread yesterday. Because on the 14th day of the first month, ye shall eat unleavened bread. You gotta eat unleavened bread. You can't eat leavened bread. So you can't have pizza, most cereals. Am I missing something every year that people ask about? Oh, breadcrumbs. Some of you fry things with breadcrumbs. You can't do that for the next 7 days. All right, what else? Flour, there you go. You cannot eat flour tortillas that you buy. Because all flour tortillas that are commercially obtained have leaven in them. But you can eat corn tortillas. Corn tortillas are, by definition, unleavened bread. Right. Give them a hand. So it's going to be Taco Tuesday for 7 days. Right. Say again? Media. Give him a hand. Give Asher a hand. It's right up his alley. It's all he want to eat anything. Yes. Everyday tacos. All the tacos you want. All of them. Eat them all the time. Get your fill of tacos. As long as they're corn tacos, they are unleavened bread, which is more proof that the tribes, the so-called the northern kingdom, the so-called Hispanics, that is in their culture to eat unleavened bread. All right? And so now we'll all eat it for 7 days. All right? I'm sorry, continue.
Somebody got to ask me about beer.
Beer is lawful. Let me give you the things that are lawful that might confuse you. Yeast extract. You have to read the back of everything, every baked good. You got to read it down, right? And you might see yeast extract. Yeast extract is not yeast. Yeast extract is a caramel flavor. That's it. There is no leaven at all in yeast extract. You can completely eat it, it's fine. Everybody understands. What you cannot eat is sodium bicarbonate. You cannot eat baking soda. And you cannot eat leavening agent. And you cannot eat yeast. So if you buy something, you gotta read the back of everything and teach your children to do it. It might not only teach them the law, but it might teach them also how to read. That also is profitable. Right. All right? You could do it? Go ahead. If you have any questions about what to eat, ask it now. If you want to know, can you eat this? Can you eat Ritz crackers? Hell no. You cannot eat a Ritz cracker. And what about those pretzels? You cannot eat pretzels either. Damn right, no pretzels. You cannot eat, come on.
What are the different cereals that you can eat?
Oh man. What is an unleavened cereal? Who remembers? Cheerios. Cheerios. Even the Honey Nut Cheerios? All right, you heard him. Honey Nut Cheerios. All right, Cheerios are unleavened according to that officer over there.